And we are live.
Hooray!
So, hello to everyone watching. If you would go ahead and drop a comment and let us know that you're here and where you're watching from. So, we are so glad to have you here. We are the masters of YouTube. And for those of you who are new here, we have a live stream that we do on the first Thursday of every month. And we just talk about all things running and just whatever happens to come up. We start sometimes with a topic and then it just kind of goes everywhere sometimes, but it's fun. For those of you who are new to my channel, my name's Heather. I go by Running Geek Girl on all of my social media, and my channel is primarily about things like a lot of people who are maybe getting back into running or maybe just starting running. I'm a very mid to back of the pack runner, and I'm still just kind of trying to figure out what I can do. So as I'm learning stuff, then I'm giving information out there. I also put out stuff like book reviews, app reviews, and different series like Run the USA, where we're looking at different races in every state. So that's just a little bit about me. I'm going to let everybody else introduce themselves. Paul, why don't you go next?
Cool. Yeah, my name's Paul. I'm known as Dev Runner on YouTube and the Dev Runner on Instagram, and look for my real name, Paul DeVillo, on Strava. Basically, I'm an endurance runner. I love running marathons. I'm also an RRCA running coach. And yeah, that's about it. I post, I chat with other runners on my channel. I give advice, the occasional product review. That's about it.
Shorts, you do shorts that are super fun.
Oh, forgot about those. Yeah.
That is true. Yeah. Brian, why don't you go next?
Hello, I'm Brian Rosser. Rosser runs ultra runner. I do 100 miles and 100K stuff on my channel. I do running, tech, and adventure. I'm on all social media like TikTok and Instagram and stuff like that. Take tons of photos. Right now I'm concentrating a little bit on like shorts, reels, and things like that. Do still post a lot of long form, but upcoming season we'll be having way more series long form. So, but yeah, I run far. That's what I do. And when I'm not running, I'm really lazy. Look at me. So.
And Susie, tell us about your channel.
So, Susie, I Run Things. If you Google I Run Things, you'll find me. So, but yeah, I'm on all forms. Instagram, I'm on Twitter, not so often, not too prolific on Twitter, but I am very often on Instagram. And my primary form of social media is YouTube. It's my favorite as well. I upload videos with my training, races I've run, and I just try to motivate people and really have a conversation with people about running. That's what I think people find value on my channel. It's just, I enjoy talking about running, and other people do as well. So they come and we have long conversations on my comments on my videos. That's what I love the most. So that's me.
All right. So as far as what we're talking about tonight, I've noticed that I've had several people contact me, and I'm sure you've probably gotten some questions about this too, but people just wanting to know what exactly goes into being a running YouTuber. So I thought we would talk a little bit about that tonight, about, what it takes to, just kind of put your running life out there on the internet. And so why don't we go ahead and start about where is it that you first started? What is it that made you hit the upload button for that first time?
Wow.
That's a very good question.
Yeah. Who wants to start?
I'll start. I don't mind talking. Yeah, I started, well, my background after the military, alcoholic, little bit into bad stuff, which I started running for, I don't know, health reasons, basically, because I was not doing well. And when I started to run and figured out that I could run far, it took me 30 days to run 1 mile without like stopping. And then after that, it becomes a virus, which most runners will figure that out. You run 1 mile, and then you're like, oh, cool, I can do 3, and then 5, and then 10, and half marathons full, stuff like that. And when I kept on going, and I started to adventure out into the world of distance, I saw some like really like different stuff that normal people don't see. And it's hard to explain. My photos are pretty cool. Love taking photos. People think that's really cool, but like I wanted to show them a little bit more. I'm not a poet either. My storytelling capabilities, if you watch on my channel, is like really shitty. So I do the best. I tell a story through the actual video itself. I do a lot of vlogging as well, but like the storytelling isn't fully there. But the video aspect of it, I wanted to mainly show my friends and family what I'm doing. The channel started just for my friends and family because how do you explain to somebody like, oh yeah, I went on a normal 17-mile run today, or oh yeah, I just did 20 some miles in the mountain, and like, but here's what I saw, and then it started to catch on a little bit, and then it became an accountability piece to where like as I was doing more, I was trying to top what I was doing to keep me occupied, and the more I started running and documenting things, the less I was drinking and doing stupid shit. So like it really made me focus on doing good rather than doing bad. And then if I said, hey, I'm going to run 100K this year, or 1 or 200 milers, then like, since I said it out loud and it's on video now, it's like, people are actually like, hey, how's training and how's that? And it's like, damn it, I'm going to do it. So it started out as friends and family, just to document everything. And then it just turned into a little bit more.
Right.
That's me.
Yay.
So I can go next. I started because I like sharing. Like I like creating content and just sharing it. And I always found it interesting when people kept like a blog, like a written blog on the internet, or just shared information with others. I just found it fascinating. So it was like, I wanted to do something that I wasn't seeing in other channels. So when I started running, I went, online, YouTube, Instagram. I started following people. I followed blogs, and I tried to gather information. And I always found that there were not very many female YouTubers doing the same thing. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to find other female that I could, people that were starting running like me, and like just have that sense of community. Like, there's got to be other people, other women like me trying to run. And because I was running by myself, I didn't know anybody who ran when I started running. Like now I have, I know a lot of people because I've met them through running and doing races and being introduced. You meet someone and then those people introduce you to someone else. But at first I was alone. I didn't know anybody, nobody in my family. My brother runs, but he runs in Spain. So it's not like I'm here in the United States. So I didn't have anybody to share. So I wanted to do something that I wasn't finding in readily available out there. So that's really why I started. I wanted to do something that could help other people, that helped me share and not feel so lonely, and do it in a creative way, like trying to do something slightly different. So that's how, like 2.5 years later, here we are. And I met you guys. So yeah. And so many other people. I mean, it's just the community has given me much more than I have put out. And this is really interesting. But like, when I think about it, I get so much more from people than I feel I give people. Like I try to share, and I try to be like something, do good for people. Like I try to put something that people are not going to be bored watching, or, or, looking at my Instagram. Like I try to do something that people are going to feel like it's adding some value,
Mhm.
but I get
Mhm.
so much more than I give. Like it's just it's so phenomenal when I post a video and then I read all the messages. I just get so excited because like I love when people write things to me and I can engage with them. So
Yeah, I feel very much the same way as you, Susie. I think I got started because I didn't start running until I was like 42. So, later in
I was
life.
43.
So exactly. So yeah, I can see why we share a lot of the same feelings about running. But yeah, I mean, for me, it was one of those things where I got started and I was like by myself. It was me and a treadmill that I bought off of a friend of my wife's. And
Treadmill.
yeah, and it was one of those things.
I have mine right here.
Mine, I just felt like I was kind of like off my own little world. I didn't have anybody to talk to about, am I even doing this right? So once I ran my first race and everybody was like, hey, keep it up, don't give up now. You're pretty good. Um, I got to know a few people in person, in the local running community, but nobody was ever like around, like for like to have a running partner, to have like a running group. It's kind of like there's a whole lot of lone wolves around me physically, but like nobody who like wants to organize. We'll meet a couple of times a week and run. So that's kind of what spurred me on to get started on YouTube was, there were two things. I think it was I was looking for a sense of community for running because the more I saw success with my own running, the more I thought about it more deeply, the more it sort of started taking over, my brain.
Virus.
And exactly. And I needed somebody who like-minded to talk with. And so that was like my big thing. As an older runner, I wanted to be able to learn from other runners who started later in life and share my knowledge. And the other thing, like the big driver for me, specifically for getting onto YouTube, besides the community, was like, if you guys look behind me at all the musical stuff, I have like a lifetime of sort of playing in bands and, hey, let's go into the studio. Maybe in 6 months we'll have something that somebody can listen to and say, yeah, that was all right. Or I could go onto YouTube and 10 minutes later, people are giving me thumbs up and I'm getting comments back, and it's a whole lot more fun and it's instant gratification. So those were like my two main motivations, Heather, for kind of starting.
Mhm. And see, I'm kind of the same way in that I grew up doing theater. And so I just, I like to be creative. I like to create. And unfortunately, when you grow up, they don't give you a whole lot of opportunities to dress up and play pretend. So, you kind of have to make creative opportunities for yourself. And so I had one day just put a video up on my Facebook feed saying, hey, wouldn't it be interesting if, like, would anybody actually watch it if I just made YouTube videos talking about my running? And my friends were like, yeah, that'd be totally cool, because I like to I like to dump information when I have it. Um, and so I thought, if I could find a creative outlet in order to do that and talk about running, because I had gotten into it later in life and it was something that was interesting to me. And I was kind of in the same boat in that there was not really anybody around that I could talk to about it. Um, but I needed to talk about it. And there were, I remember mentioning to somebody one time something about, running can get expensive sometimes. And they were like, don't you just go out and run? And I'm like, wow, there, I need to be putting more information out there. If people think that's all, because you can start that way. Yeah. But then it starts to get
It's the
expensive the
most
more you get
expensive
into it.
free sport out there. Yeah.
It is. And so I talked about it and then did nothing. I just sat on that idea for 2 years while I kept running. And again, starting from like zero athletic ability, like I couldn't run 15 seconds without just like wheezing and dying. And then, worked my way up to a 5K, up to, all the way up to a half marathon. And, just kind of kept working with it. And it's kind of neat because you get excited about it. You start thinking, well, wow, what else can I can I do? Can I do this faster? Can I do a race that's longer? So you start kind of testing yourself. And I thought, maybe people would be interested in seeing somebody, but I was like, I wasn't sure, because I was like, so many YouTube channels were focused around elite runners. And I was like, I am never going to be that good. And a lot of them were male. And I'm like, okay, so there's just not a lot of females for me to, kind of look at. But then, coming into a live stream for the Run Experience, back when they did live streams just about every week, I saw Heather Jurgensen. And I was like, oh, she's a Heather too. I'm going to check out her channel. And so I started watching her videos, and I was like, wow, there's somebody else, around my age. Her name's Heather too. She's doing running. This is really, really cool. And then in another live stream, I remember seeing Susie's name pop up, and I was like, oh, her channel name is I Run Things. That's really cute. I'm going to check that out. And so I subscribed to her channel, and I'm like, here's somebody else doing this too. So, it kind of made me really excited seeing there were other people doing, what I had in the back of my mind that I wanted to do, but just couldn't get the nerve up to actually record something and upload it. And soon I had the Princess Half Marathon coming up at Walt Disney World. And I thought to myself, you know what? So many people do Disney, Run Disney videos. Why not me too? And so I was like, okay, if I'm going to do a Run Disney video, I'm going to have to at least have a couple of videos before then, just so people know who I am. They know why I run. And then I'll put up the half marathon video. And so I finally I sat down in front of the computer. I recorded. I stumbled my way through editing and hit upload, and just thought, okay, well, we'll see what happens after this. And I've been making videos ever since. So
I know when I first started to dive just into YouTube, not actually putting anything out, I saw the Ginger Runner, and seeing that he's not an elite. And actually the first video that got me interested in the Ginger Runner was the one that he did on Kim, his wife, which wasn't his wife at the time, but something exceeding expectation. I don't know what it was, but she did like a 50K or something like that. And that's what triggered me saying, like, shit, like that's awesome. Like, once again, I can't tell stories like the Ginger Runner and produce things like that, but the stuff that he was putting, of course, then I went and followed his channel, and I was like, oh my God, like this is just average Joe that's doing some crazy stuff. And like, look at his videos. Like, I would love to do that. Like, my friends and family would love to see me doing what he's doing, but not at the level, like documenting at the level that he's doing it.
She found me.
But yeah, that's what hooked me. So, co-host.
So I have a question. Yeah. What was the first, if you remember, the first running YouTuber you found ever?
It was the Run Experience. In one of my Facebook running groups, somebody posted one of their videos about, it was something about breath control when running long distances. And so I watched it, and then of course it suggests another video, and I'm like, oh, well, this looks interesting too. And then I was like, well, I'll subscribe, because
down the rabbit hole.
This is all useful
stuff. Yeah. For me, it was Sage Kennedy. He was the first one. Yeah, I thought he was the only one. Like for a while, he was the only one that kept popping up. So I thought he was the only, like, oh wow, these guys are really cool. Because I thought and then of course, the more videos you watch, somewhat more YouTube suggests other people. Yeah. But at first, he was the first one I subscribed to, and for a while he was the only one. Like, I want to say for like 4 or 5 months, he was the only YouTuber I followed. So.
That's funny, because that was exactly the same for me. I discovered Sage when he was under 10,000 subscribers at the time. He was pretty small. And the other notable one for me that I think this is funny, and I can't remember which marathon it was, but Seth James D'Amour was so small time at the time that I discovered him. I remember what was his studio before he called it the studio, when it was just his shed, before he was even using it to like display a wall of shoes. he used to go out there with his laptop, and there was one time he was out there and there was no coverage of, it might have been the London Marathon like 5, 6, 7 years ago.
Mhm.
And he was out there and he kind of had his laptop screen turned so that anybody who was listening to him talk could see the race. And he was about 20 minutes into the race and he was talking
And they
about
disconnected him.
They
Actually, I remember. I
YouTube
remember that.
algorithm actually found him and killed him.
He's streaming that on the marathon. I remember that.
And I remember I was thinking, oh man, this guy's like a pirate. I gotta check this guy out some more.
And of course, I've seen like marathons being streamed. Like I know a YouTuber I follow he's Spanish YouTuber. He streamed recently. I think it was the Dubai marathon or something, and the video is still out there. Like they never shut him down. It's like, yeah, he has like 13,000 views or something, and it's the Dubai. I think it's the Dubai marathon. It's one of those like weird. No marathon is weird, but like not your general. I guess
show up for it.
I guess YouTube doesn't care about that one marathon. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
you can't stream my marathons because they're in the mountains and you get zero coverage. They can't even send a text like help. It doesn't go out.
So another question that I get from quite a few people is, what equipment do you use to film? And I know for me, this is it. This is what I film and edit on is my phone.
Wow.
I edit on the phone too. Yeah. I've been editing on the phone forever. Yeah, I use my phone. My phone and on the Insta, the go-to, the 360. That's it. I don't have anything else. And then
I have a little a tripod that this can clip into, and it'll extend it about 6 inches or so, and then the bottom of it can open up into a tripod or close it, and I can hold it as a selfie stick. So I'll use that when I'm out. And then I also have a little lapel mic that plugs into the charging port. And when I'm inside recording, obviously I do that. I can't do that if I'm outside. But yeah, just a little cheap lapel mic that you can get off of Amazon for like $20. And then at most stores like Walmart, Target, stuff like that, if you go to the electronics department, they have like streamer kits. And so that's where I got my ring light, and has a nice little thing for my phone to clip into.
I have the ring light too now. Yeah. So I guess I have these. I have 2 tripods for indoors, and then I have 2 selfie sticks, and then the phone and the action camera. That's it. I don't have anything. Yeah, too fancy. And really, you don't need that much if you want to go on YouTube. It's not the cost of entry is not.
You need that courage to do it. You just need the courage to do it.
Yeah, because and then over time,
yeah, it doesn't matter. I started with my phone. It took me like a year or so to. I got a GoPro 4 Session. It was just a cube, and so I didn't even have a viewfinder on it. And I thought it was cool. I could put it in my mouth and have like cool like angles, and I was able to hide it in places, it gave me like a different like angle and stuff like that, and a point of view. And I lost that, and I ended up just this past Christmas, which I had to beg my wife at the time, like, can I get a GoPro? I don't ask for anything. The only thing I ask for is new phone upgrades, because like this is an extension of my body, and the GoPro. But I edit 99.999% of every video that's on my channel was edited on a phone. So yeah, it doesn't matter about your equipment, how fancy, even like my audio sucks now, and Heather's is phenomenal. Your audio is great. Like it's personality. It's, getting yourself out there, getting comfortable on camera, which I'm still not. But like people, yes, they want to view your coolness and what you're doing, but like they're turning in to see you. So like I just feel it's the courage to hit record, and then when you're done to upload.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for me, it's my phone and my little GoPro, and I think it's a GoPro 7. And then I bought the little, that $20 pack you get off Amazon of all the little doohickeys you can like mount it on. Like here's the little floaty thing for when you go swimming and all this stuff that I'll never use.
Yeah, mine's still in the bag. Yeah, I did the same thing.
Oh, it takes great. I had my husband gave me a GoPro before I was a YouTuber, actually. And it came with all these contraptions, and it came with like these yellow things, so you can actually jump in the pool with it. I took we had a pool at the time in the house, and we took so much video, and it was so much fun because I would have I would jump in the pool myself, and I would have the kids, my son's friends, jump with that yellow thing, and then the stick, like the GoPro on top. They would jump on it, and then they would just let it go up, and they would just go out of the pool in the water like that, like all super fast. We had a blast with the GoPro. Yeah. And that was before I was a YouTuber. So it was like the normal, like the first one that came out. Yeah.
Is there any equipment you wish you had that you don't have already?
I'm going to answer that because I think Susie has the one that I want. the little tiny Insta360, the little white one that you can just like clip to your hat. I think
definitely.
That would change my videos completely.
They have a great, I can send you the link. They have, I think it's $120 less or something. They have great offers now for Christmas.
I'll have to take a look.
I would love to have a drone. Like that is, but they're so expensive. But I would love to have a drone just to film myself, like running, like from the top, like when I run by the river, just to have that. I mean, I bet it's pretty cool, like.
I think Ultra Trail Steven got a drone this year, and he's taken some really good shots.
They are so cool.
Nice property. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys follow the Determined Runner at all? He just got one like 6 months ago, and he's getting amazing.
I followed him. Yeah, I can't say. So I have a question for you guys. Which YouTuber you always watch? Like when you see pop up on your YouTube suggestions, like you always go watch.
Oh, there's so many.
Other than
us, right?
Like other than
us. Okay.
Yeah,
because I watch all of yours.
I would mention you, but other than the four of us.
I'm Ginger Runner. That whatever he puts out is a masterpiece, even if he's talking about nothing. The weather, I'd watch him talk about the weather. Like the dude tells a story, and like at times, especially his like Cascade Crest, like amongst the evergreens, like when people ask me what my favorite movie is, and I say that, and they're like, "What the hell?" I'm like, "It's a YouTube thing," like because like I don't know, I get emotional because like I'm there with him, like helping him, rooting for him. I'm running the race with him. Like, whatever he puts out is amazing. So,
yeah.
I'm going to put one out there that maybe everybody doesn't already know about. I discovered their channel when they were like 200 subscribers, and they've since just gone. I mean, explosion. They're like over 25,000 now in the space of less than 6 months.
Oh wow!
Do you guys know Adam and Elise from Live Hard and Love Hard?
Oh, I've heard of them. Yeah.
They're like trail runners / hikers / mountain climbers that like, I mean, you want to see what a GoPro is capable of. And I tell you this, go to their channel, but go to their channel on the biggest screen you own in your house, because the vistas they're getting.
This is the biggest screen.
Mind blowing.
It's Live Hard, Love Hard.
Yeah, and basically they live in California, but anywhere on the West Coast, they hike like the most insane mountains and go down into the deepest valleys. Yeah. And they just I don't know how they find their angles, or they wait for the perfect light of day. It's just unbelievable.
Some people just have that eye and that knack for stuff. Mm-hmm. Like, it's natural to certain people. Like I try to duplicate and replicate some people's stuff, and it's like, ugh, how do they do that? I'm not even close.
Yeah, sometimes I see it's like, oh, this is a good angle, and then I try to do it, and then if the camera falls from the tree, or it's like, how do they do it? I can't take a shot for, yeah. Or do you know, like you put it on the ground and you want to like go over, like some people like run on top of the camera, like it's like, I don't know, either my cups are too big or I don't know, it's a weird angle for my butt. Like, I can't, because, you know, sometimes
Nobody's looking at my butt, so I don't care about it.
I look at mine. I don't know if other people look at it, but I look at mine a lot. In the shots, I was like, sometimes I crop it. Like I can't show this much. I have to crop it. It's too big.
That's going to be your next video. It'll just be ass shots the whole time. You're running.
I might at some point, but yeah.
You could call it like in the end or something like that. You know.
I could put like the bloopers, or is it called bloopers? Yeah.
Bloopers, yeah. Get a blooper reel.
Different shots. Yeah. Sometimes it's like there's too much. Like it's taking 90% of the camera. Like I need to crop it. Yeah.
You have to get the wide angle one. That's all.
Yeah, I always watch Matt Bertrand. I tend to watch all his videos. Yeah. So
he has so much personality that comes through that camera.
He has a ton of personality, and he geeks out. Like that's comment I think I posted is like, you're geeking out, like, because he like knows about, I don't know, he tends to do videos about articles he's read, and it's like, in this study, like there's 324 like runners that went this way, and then the other runners, and then they figured out that the VO2 max is like, he geeks out, and I don't know, I just like that. So I tend to watch all his videos.
I watch pretty much all of Heather Jurgensen's videos.
I watch a lot of Heather's. Yeah,
you know, she's one of the people that kind of inspired me to do YouTube, and I just like the fact that, first of all, she's got a lot of insight into Run Disney races, which I always appreciate, and just second is that she's very real about things. If things are not going well, she's like, look, I am depressed and this is not working, and this run just completely failed, and I'm going to have to do something different. And, you know, she's very realistic about everything. So it's very nice to watch and see, okay, I'm not the only person struggling through a run. You know, other people do this too. So
Heather has a lot of great content, and she finds a way to do even more, you know, like because she's been on YouTube for a while, so she's done on every single topic, and then she continues to do more. She put out one on Run Disney this morning. It was pretty good. I watched it already.
Speaking of topics, what do you find tends to do really well on your channel, and is there a video that you put out that did so well that it surprised you? I think I know what Susie's is.
I was vlogging every day. Like when I started my channel, I think it was in September. I had put out like a couple of videos like in August, but then like I took it seriously in September. So I started like uploading 3 videos a week. And then in October, I decided to do Vlogtober. And so I was looking for just silly things to do about running. So I told my husband, I'm going to take a video of me. My husband thought me having a YouTube channel was the most fantastic, like fantastic as in like a fantastic, like a fantasy. like, why do you want to have a YouTube channel? Like he could not, like, why? Like he was asking a lot of questions. Anyway, so I'm like, I'm going to make a video about washing your running shoes. And he's like, who's going to want to watch you? And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do it. And he knows that I, you know, like I go with a toothbrush and I just like clean all the little crannies and nooks in the shoe. So he's like, who's going to want, he said it like this, who's going to want to watch a chick with a toothbrush? I'm like, I don't know. I need ideas for Vlogtober. So I put it out there. Well, it has right now, as we are talking, it has 320,000 views.
Nice.
And it's a 6-minute channel, and people have even gotten it gets so many passionate comments. I don't understand why. That people even have arguments on, like, she's using too
I can
much
imagine.
water. She's using too much soap. Why is she using a toothbrush? Like, these people fighting on it. It's just, but if you Google how to clean your running shoes, my video is up on top. It's like, it's
That's so
always
awesome.
like from time to time I Google myself, like, how to wash your running shoes, and it's always my video. It's like, it's still out there. Yeah, so, but yeah, that surprised me. I did another one on, I think it's called Intermittent Fasting. And I just did it because I was doing intermittent fasting for, like, I don't know, like 3 weeks or something.
Mhm.
And my review was like, I did not like doing intermittent fasting. I just didn't work for me. I was hungry all the time. Like, so in the video, I'm actually making the comment, like, I don't know, this is just not working for me. And that got like 7,000 views too. It's like, why? Like, so it's just the most, what you think is gonna do really, really well. Like, I've done shoe reviews and videos about shoes and when to replace your running shoes and stuff like that. Those didn't do well. And then, this one of me just bashed it. Just
That's what people care about, though. It's like once they got it, they want to keep it looking new.
I don't know. It's giving me also, like, people watch that video and subscribe. So it's not like they go there no, it's a video.
It's a good conversion rate, yeah.
It has a good conversion rate too. So it's like, okay, obviously runners out there want to. I mean, people watch it and post. I never wash my running shoes. Like, there's whole conversations about, like, I put them in the washing machine. Like,
I've never washed my shoes. I bang them together. I don't think I've ever washed my shoes
anymore.
Yeah, that's
exactly.
Get all the mud and shit off of it.
Yeah. For me, washing shoes is called go buy a new pair.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mine go through a stream. Stream or a creek or a river, or
do it the natural way.
Yeah.
See, on my channel, usually it's the app reviews that do really well.
I've noticed
reviews of Zombies Run. I still get a lot of views on that, and people telling me, thank you so much for making this, because I tend to not just talk about what I think of the app. I save that for the end, but I show how it works. And so I have a lot of people that are like, this was the information I was looking for. I needed to know how to run the app, And so I've done like Zombies Run, I've done Bit Gym, I've done Apocalypse Survival Training. Anyway, so those tend to do really well on my channel. The one that surprised me, though, was I knew this year I was going to Dragon Con, and that one of my usual video release days was going to be a day that I was going to be traveling. So I didn't have a whole lot of time to put something together. So I thought, well, I just got these trail shoes and I just ran a race in them. So I'll just talk about the shoes and how the race went and, just my overall thoughts on it. And didn't think anything about it because I'm like, there's 10 million shoe reviews out there, there's, no reason why, this would make any kind of a difference. And that thing, while I was gone, hit like 2,000 views.
Nice.
While I was on vacation. I came back and I was like, people are watching this. I just kind of put this out there because I needed a video. I didn't know, people would actually be interested in a review on this particular shoe. So I still get comments on it of, hey, do you think it would be good in this situation? I'm like, well, if you do this, and, so people still ask me about that one. Did not know that one would do well.
And it's funny because sometimes I see videos being published by other people and I'm like, why didn't this should have like a bazillion amount of views, and it doesn't.
Yeah, sometimes it's just timing. Like, but
I think that has a lot to do with it.
Hitting algorithm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean,
catching the wave. Yeah, you just ride the wave. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, that's the way it is with, like, for me, for shoe reviews. I've only done like half a dozen shoe reviews on my channel in the year and a half or so that I've been at it. Or it's over a year and a half now, but yeah, the one that has the staying power as far as shoe reviews go, that surprises me, is the Saucony Endorphin Pro. For some reason, people still care. You know, I mean, the shoe's been around for almost 2 years and people still care about that shoe. But for me, the big ones, there's like a pair. My first, my initial review of my treadmill, when things were going good with that treadmill, is like coming up on 20,000 views. And then the follow-up to it that I did a year later after it had broken, the whole wreckage of trying to get another one back, that's coming up on 9 or 10,000.
Oh wow, good for you.
So it's, yeah, I mean, those things, I look in my the YouTube back end every day, and I get like, just those 2 videos get like 150 hits a day. So
that's
it
really
just
good.
has legs.
Yeah, I started in another channel because in my mind and this is actually interesting. We did a game for the fall. We usually my company has a party, but now we're all remote, so we did it, on Zoom. But we had like questions, like you would answer questions and then people had to guess who that person was with that answer. So one of the questions was, what would you do if you would have enough money to retire? And my answer was, which people guessed immediately it was me, but my answer was like, I would travel around the world running marathons, and I would blog about it. Like that was my ideal retirement, like if I could retire tomorrow, But then when I answered that and people were like, oh, that's Susanna. So then I was like, I'm going to start a second channel because eventually when I retire, that's what I would like to do. Like I would love to have like a channel about traveling and then another one about running, because not necessarily those things do well together. And like not everybody who looks for travel information, look for like running information. So I have 5 videos. I posted one on our review. It's not really a review. It's like an unboxing of a backpack. And I have a link, which is an affiliate link to the backpack on Amazon. Well, I've made more money on that affiliate link than I've done on anything else by far. But And I have like 1,000 views on that backpack already. And I just posted it like 2 weeks ago. And I have 30 subscribers on the channel. It's like, why do this even like? Because if you Google the name of that backpack, there's hundreds of reviews. Better than mine, to be honest, because mine is just an unboxing. I'm like opening it and opening every, like saying it has another zipper here, and then you can put your hand here, and it's really deep. Who wants to watch this? Like,
but is yours nice and short and you know what I mean? Like
I don't know. It's like beyond. Like it's like. I mean, I'm not saying
I have the answer for you,
but it doesn't. In the big scheme of things, there's so many reviews out there that are like technical and like different angles of the camera. Mine is just showing like it's so like basic.
You need to make a video on there on how to clean and wash your backpack with a toothbrush. You will make $1 million on it. I bet you there's nothing on Google. If you Google how to wash that, and it shows some chick with a toothbrush putting too much water on it.
That's the one that you actually posted, made a comment, Heather, saying, my husband has this backpack. I mean, it's a super common backpack. There's nothing, but people, I don't know. It's just like skyrocketing. And then I did a review over the summer, I stayed in a hotel. So I did a review of again, it's like, it's taken so many views and people asking like, does this hotel have this? Does this, it's really interesting how,
it's
a different niche.
Yeah. I don't know if that's like a genre or not, but I tell you what, that could make a lot of clicks. Actually reviewing particular hotels.
True.
You need to be able to go to a lot of hotels, which when I was like when the world was not COVID world, I used to like stay in a lot of hotels, but now I don't anymore. So, I mean, the next time it's probably going to be, I don't know, 4 or 5 months next time I'm in a hotel. So, but it's just surprising how, people are looking for like genuine content. I mean, it was just saying the hotel I stayed in Vegas. This is the checkup, the check-in process, the checkout process. Like it was easy. The rooms are clean, and just describing my experience. and it has so many views, but nothing has more views than me unboxing it. It's just a backpack and it has a zipper. Again, I'm not saying that, but it's just interesting what people like gravitate towards. I guess they don't want to be sold. They just want someone who's showing like, okay, this is,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
this is
especially
this.
for product, if it's just if it's just like an Amazon product or something that you can only get online mostly, and all you get is those, like, sometimes the pictures of the products online are garbage. So that's exactly what they'd be looking for. It's just, I just need another angle on this thing, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the backpack and these are the zippers. Yeah.
Hey, Heather, let me jump in. I'm curious to dig a little deeper on the question you asked and see what everybody here thinks. Like, how are shorts doing for everybody?
For me, like, yeah, I we talked before we started. I don't know if you were out of the room at the time, but like, I started to direct my channel a little bit more towards the stuff that I waste my time on, like running,
Like TikTok.
running and tech and adventure stuff. That's why I started to rebrand the channel a little bit. But I get stuck on TikTok. TikTok to me was I just went on it because my kids were on it and I wanted to see like what they're doing, and like, not that I'm the cool dad, but like I like to be involved. And then, man, it is, they have the science down. The average of 7 to 10 seconds or so is the typical span that somebody watches stuff, and like you really watch it and just keep flicking through, and the algorithm like knows what it's doing. And so I started doing more shorts within the last 2 weeks. I've been putting out like 1 or 2 shorts a day, and each one has been getting like 1,000 to 3,000 views on it. And within the last week, I've gotten like 30 some new subs, and like just off of the shorts. And they're, I don't know, a little bit easier to create. I really like the long form stuff though, but shorts are, I don't know, just bite-sized pieces that people can digest easier and faster, and they're really pushing that stuff out there. So that's why I was like, if I'm stuck on there and I'm like going down the rabbit hole constantly, other people will be doing the same thing. So then I do it around me a little bit. So like I've been doing running memes, and like a lot of my runs, like my average run is around like 7 miles that I run. And so I take like 15, 20 vertical videos, and then I piece it together in a 7 to 10 second clip, and to the right music with the right beat. And you're like, damn, that was actually pretty good. And it's been flowing. It tells like a good story about my 7 mile run, you know, and people are starting to eat that up. So shorts on my end are doing really well. I don't want my channel to be a shorts channel though. Like I wanted to, like Susie was saying, like I wanted to have some type of value to it. My reviews, like my sneaker reviews, my running shoes, those reviews do really well, which I hate doing shoe reviews because I don't know what I'm talking about with shoes. Hey, they feel cool.
I don't do good reviews, good shoe reviews at all. Like I want to do them, but I don't use the right vocabulary. I don't describe it the way. Like I watched Kavuzi, and he has like all these different words and like adjectives and like. It's like, I can't do this. Like, I know in my mind why I like a shoe, but I can't, like, the tongue and the flexibility. And I don't know, he has all these different, like, he's probably using 3,000 words in that, you know, and I am using the same 20 words describing this.
A lot of people really appreciate
I'm the same way.
I realize.
I know. I just feel like I don't have, I'm not adding, you know, like, oh, these shoes, I love these shoes. Why do I love these shoes? They're comfortable. I like the colorway. I like the upper. That's basically to me. But you know, there's people there doing such interesting, like Matt Bertrand, for example. He does these like, you know, like aerial
movies of a shoe.
Yeah, like the B-roll is amazing. It's like
FOD runner. does another. She's
Yes,
another one that does
that's
really good
really,
ones.
really good. Yeah. But again, they're using like these, I don't know, these other, like, I feel like I could not bring what they bring to the table, honestly. I mean, I know my shortcomings. That's not my expertise. So,
And
yeah.
on my last few runs, I have my GoPro, which is on a stick, and I run with it. It's stabilized, and then I sit my phone on top of it as I run, and then I have the vertical, and so I get two shots of what I'm doing, and one is vertical and one is horizontal. The horizontal goes to my long form videos, and sometimes from the long form, I could screenshot certain frames, and you get like some really cool like photos and like angles out of that. And then I have my vertical, which most of that I break down into shorts, so or reels or TikToks, and stuff like that.
So with the the 360 Go 2, you can actually download from the camera. The camera takes four, like it takes square pictures, and then you can either download the one for YouTube or the one for Instagram that goes like this.
Gotcha.
Huh.
Or you can download both. So sometimes
cool.
I identify like this would look good and like this vertical, and then sometimes I use both. Like I have it on the YouTube channel and I have it on Instagram as a vertical video. Yeah. So that's the software. To me, what makes that camera really good is the software. The software is amazing.
And that's for
The
the
software
little,
to
the little
download.
white, the
Yeah.
little white camera. Okay, cool.
But if you look at it, like you're holding the stick, when you download it as horizontal, it takes more, like it takes the angles on the side. So you can't see the stick, even if you're holding it. But when you download it as for Instagram, vertical, then sometimes you can see the stick on your hand because the camera takes like it takes a huge portion of what you see. So depending on what you want to download it as, it gets more in the frame or less. So sometimes I put my butt in Instagram, but not on YouTube because the angle for Instagram is actually the right angle. So that actually happens.
Ryan Clayton, I think, just put out a video within the last day or so, and he has the new version, which shoots at a higher like frame rate and quality and stuff like that. And he said he has mixed reviews. He only used it once or twice on it, but he said that the way that it's able to be edited is a lot more difficult or something like that on the newer version.
I've heard that a lot. Yeah, I've heard
that
that a lot
could
about
be
the big
the 360, like the one that takes the angles.
Yeah, the big one, the big version. Yeah.
This one, the go-to is super easy too. I mean, it's easy peasy. I'm not super technical, and it's super easy to download.
Now, Goku Runner is a YouTuber that has I think mastered the 360-degree camera.
Yeah, he was the very first place I saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I looked into that when I was going to get my GoPro, and I'm on a Facebook for running type stuff, and I put that out there like, what should I get? Should I get a GoPro or this? And like a lot of people were going back and forth, and I was like, I'm sticking with the GoPro because like I don't want to like I want the cool look and feel of stuff, but like I'm going with the GoPro, and that's what I stuck with. And
the go-to it's almost too small sometimes. Like people ask me what it is, and I wonder if people think I have something weird because it doesn't look like a camera. So they see you with the stick and stuff, and then people are like, "What is that?" And
Well, I was concerned with like my last two races, like 100K and 100 mile and stuff like that. What a pain in the ass carrying a GoPro on a stick. The 360, I could see it a little bit more easier to manage and stuff like that. And that was the direction I was going in. And like, plus cool camera views and stuff, because it has like some really cool options on that. But I went with the GoPro because it's more standardized, and I think it's a little bit easier. But what a pain in the ass carrying that. I'm after like 30 miles or so, like I'm into like the whole experience. But after like a certain mileage, I'm like, oh, like, I want to get this over with. I'm dying. You're going through you're up and you're bonking, you're feeling better. You're dying, you're feeling better. And like, I don't want to, hit a button and like document that. That's one of my downfalls to like, if you watch any of my race reviews, some of them are really good, and then boop, it's like I screwed something up, or I'm too lazy to change the batteries out because it's in my pack, and like I'm trying not to throw up and pass out and stuff. Like, I don't know, like my priorities change.
Like, exactly, as time goes on. Yeah, I can't imagine like in an ultra what it would be like to have to keep that thing running and keep it in your hand. The longest I ever went out with my GoPro on a stick was I filmed a half marathon course here in town, like when back last March, I think. And I actually had to do it twice because the footage completely screwed up the first time. So I had to go back the next weekend and do it again. And my arm felt like it was going to fall off by the time it was over.
Well, there's tons of people that do it, which angers me. Like, damn, they're so good. Like, they're still so composed, like so deep into the race to be able to pull out the camera and be like, yeah, like I'm suffering, or like I'm doing, oh, look at this view, or they're talking to people on there. I'm not like, I talk a lot still, like when I'm running. It doesn't matter like the distance. Mile 80, I can still talk to you with tears in my eyes, like, oh man, like if I pass out, like please pick me up or whatever, But like to transfer my mentality from not dying to, hey, this would be great footage. Like I need to like exert what 1% left of my own soul's battery life to film something is, I don't know. It's hard for me to like overcome that as a creator. And then when I'm thinking in my head, like I should probably pull out the camera and I'm going to hate myself that I'm not going to. And I don't. And when I'm done, I'm like, you dumbass. Like that was such a great, like, but like still in the moment, like I understand like this sucks. Like I could do so much better. My 100K last year at World's End, I DNF'd and it was like 90 some degrees out or whatever. And like I microwaved myself and it was like mile 40 something that I dropped on like a giant mountain climb. And I was at the aid station and they were talking about giving me an IV. That's how like banged out I was. And I was like, no, like I know I know what's going on. Like, I'm just like, I'm done. And I was like, man, I should pull out the camera and just document me like during the suffer stage. And yeah. And they had like blankets on me and stuff like that. And people are checking on me. And like internally I was laughing, but I was like, I can't move. Like I can't even put my hand in my bag to pull out like, I'm really struggling. Internally, I was like, yeah, you should. But like my battery was 1%, blinking like, oh no, like you might pass out. So, but
that's funny. This is like total shop talk. It's like,
I'm talking to runners. This is great. I could like sit here for 2-3 hours of bullshit with you guys. It's a good time.
Well, it is time to start wrapping things up. Susie, we are going to start with you. Why don't you tell everybody where we can find you and maybe what you have coming up on your channel in the future?
So you can find me. I run things. You Google me. I'm gonna appear.
Toothbrush.
And
that's a new logo.
my face is not in that video actually. So
I clean things. Yeah.
It's just my voice and my hands. But I'm gonna be publishing a video every day in December, and Heather and I are gonna be live on Saturday talking about our next endeavors and how we're planning on training for that. And so you guys have to go check my channel out. And yeah, I just ran New York City Marathon. So there's a vlog about New York City Marathon on my channel as well. So.
All right, Brian, where can we find you?
Rosser runs across all social media platforms. As I said, I'm involved in TikTok like pretty heavy now. I'm doing a lot more shorts on my channel, but this weekend is the registration for World's End 100K for June. So I'm going to be sitting at my laptop to hit send. To hopefully I could make it into it. And if I do, I'm going to start training, like actual training in January for it, because that's a June event. I'm injured now because I have glass ankles, and my rolled my ankle a couple like last weekend. So I'm starting to actually work out now, which is ahead of schedule. But I'm going to start January. I'll get a series on that, because April I'll be doing 50 miler. June will be 100K. July I'm going to attempt to do 150 miles for in a 48-hour time frame. And August I'm trying to work on another adventure for like one of the Loyal Sock trails in our area, which is around 100K. And hopefully I could get to the point where I can document the whole thing start to finish, not just really great in the beginning and then not at the end. But like, yeah, things are actually progressing now. The last few months I've been not depressed, but I've been out of it. So everything's back up on par. And I put out a video a day, but they're shorts now. So come and view my channel for 5 or 10 seconds, and make sure you hit the like and subscribe. Thank you.
All right, Paul, where can we find you?
I'm Dev Runner on YouTube. I'm the Dev Runner on Instagram. Those are the ones that really matter. And if you're really into geeking out on stats of my running, then go find me on Strava as Paul DeVillo. As far
and he's fast. He's a fast runner.
We'll see. Hopefully I can keep that up. But yeah, I mean, on my YouTube channel, I'm kind of splitting my time between doing a lot of interviews with other runners. I'm kind of really having fun getting to know how other people do this running thing. And the other kind of the big thing, the big focus of my channel has been my build up towards the Kiowa Island Marathon, which is coming up in a mere 9 days, and I'm getting very, very scared. But I've been documenting the journey. We're down to the nitty gritty now. I'm actually down to the very last of the taper now in real time, but over the next 9 days, I'm going to be like trying to get my videos caught up with where I actually am in real time. So there's going to be a whole lot more track workouts, long distance workouts. Exactly. The YouTuber problem that goes back to the time. But yeah, there'll be a whole lot of stuff on my build up to this marathon. And then probably 2 weeks from now, the big reveal video will come out, and we'll see if I can get this done.
All right. And once again, I am Running Geek Girl, and that is on pretty much every platform you can think of is all Running Geek Girl. And coming up, like Susie said, I'm going to be on her channel on Saturday. We're going to be talking about our next big race that is coming up. So excited about that. Also, this month I am doing Mary Shortsmas. It's like Vlogmas, but it's only YouTube Shorts. So that way I don't have to do a whole huge vlog every day, just a little bit of something every day for everybody to see.
Fantastic idea. Yes, I like that.
Make sure that you are subscribed to all of these people here. I have their links down in the description below, so make sure that you click and follow them. And if you're not subscribed to this channel, make sure that you hit the subscribe button. I'm super close to 300 subscribers, and I would love to hit 500 by my birthday in March. So that's the goal.
Let's get it on.
Thank you guys for being here. Just don't forget that we are all going to be back together again the first Thursday of January. And I believe that's on Brian's channel next time.
Right.
So we will see you all there. Thanks for being here, everybody. And we'll catch you later.
Have a great one, everybody.
Bye.